super excited to announce that the Cajun Cardboard brand has added another affiliate partner. It's BCW Supplies. You can find them at bcwsupplies.com for all of your card collecting, protecting, and display needs. Penny sleeves, top loaders, boxes, anything you need, there's page after page of supplies at BCW. Just make sure at checkout you use the promo code CAJUN, CAJUN, to get 10% off of your order. Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. I got Coach Pixley back on the channel. Two topics today. One of them, this is an emergency podcast, especially for me, since you know I'm a huge Bucks fan. Yep. And they got the win last night thanks to Kevin Porter Jr. back from the dead and Ryan Rollins. Giannis went down with an apparent right calf strain. Jonathan, your thoughts? I don't know if I can share this, but I'm about to share a video.
Yeah, you need
if
to.
You haven't seen this, you know how sometimes they say, caution, what you're about to see, could be violent. Get your kids out of the room.
Yeah.
This is just
You're
so
a big Giannis Antetokounmpo fan. This
makes you question.
Avert your eyes. Yeah.
That's not it.
That's not it. That was Lillard.
Oh.
Yeah. This is it right here. Oh my God.
Sorry. Here it is. Oh.
I mean.
Okay. Pause. What the hell am I watching there? This is one of the toughest dudes in the NBA. This is the closest thing to Black Mama. This is the closest thing to Giannis. This is the closest thing to Westbrook. Fight your way through any injury possible, play through anything. We saw him in the playoffs when they won the title. It looked like his knee disintegrated and hyperextended, and he tore everything in it. He played the next game and then went on, of course, to win the title with a 50-burger in Game 7.
Yep.
What are we looking at, Jonathan?
We're looking at, like you and I talked about yesterday, the Bucks protecting their trade asset and Giannis agreeing to do so in a horrific fashion. And look, you talk about closest thing to Black Mamba, this, that, the other. Giannis, would we agree, is the closest thing to old school, like
yeah.
Coach, right?
Before this, I would have said his reputation is impenetrable. Yeah. He's impervious to doubt. Yeah. And no one could ever question his toughness. He's the opposite of Kawhi Leonard, essentially. Yeah. He says right calf strain. If you watch the video, he's planting on his left foot. It couldn't look more contrived. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Is this how this thing shook out? You're telling me what we think is one of the toughest dudes in the NBA is approached by Bucks front office and saying, all right, fine, you want to trade. I understand. We've talked about this in the past. We knew if things went south, we were going to kind of work together to get the best for both sides. I need you to do something. If you're hurt, we can't trade you. If you really hurt something, it's not good for you. It's not good for us. You're not going to get what you want. We're not going to get anything back for you. Both sides need this to make sense. And there's a lot of options, which we're about to talk through, that are going to make sense. Mm-hmm. Here's what we need you to do. You think that's how it shook out? I mean, is it that simple? I mean, we are really questioning Giannis's integrity. I don't question the integrity of, I question the integrity of every person in every NBA front office that they would cheat as much as they could to win. Yeah. But Giannis, this is the guy that we've watched, come from selling watches on the streets in Greece, an African immigrant who came from absolutely nothing, family first, just everything about his reputation was so sparkling. And now this.
But here, yeah, and I think there is a chance that that's exactly how it went down. My question to you, and ultimately to Giannis and the Bucks, is why was this necessary?
Why not just keep milking the adductor strain? Well, that's my point. Like Jonathan, he's been in and out of the lineup with knee inflammation and adductor strain and this and that. Why not just say, you know what, it's not recovering quick enough. He's not recuperating. So I guess here's my question. We're recording this. We're 12 hours from, or maybe 14 hours from when this happened. Right. So we may find out today he tore his Achilles. We may find out today he's got a grade 2 tear of his calf muscle. It could be something real. It just didn't look real to me. No. And I would be probably on the front line saying fake, 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 fake. If it was anybody, if it was Kawhi Leonard or anybody like that, I would. Giannis is just beyond reproach. So maybe we need to let it breathe. I'm not the conspiracy theorist. I'm always the guy defending, the people who are saying this is a conspiracy because there's too many people that need to be involved. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Timing of it.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. And the problem that I have is if you were going to work with him to create a trade, this to me, like you said, they could have played out the adductor strain. They could have gone a bunch of different ways with this. I wonder, and now this is going to come across as conspiracy theorist, even though I'm with you on that. I'm not a big guy like that either. But with all the recent stuff that happened with the gambling and the issue with Billups and all those things, and really more along the lines of Terry Rozier and what happened in games, are they concerned that if they just said it, that they would get investigated for something like that? Where I look at it and go, I'm investigating what I just saw. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. If he was going to fake it, he needed to practice it a little bit better.
He needed to practice it a little bit more. At least say left calf strain. I mean, it's the left calf that he was planting on when he went down like a, old fat man, who tripped on a crack on a sidewalk. I don't know, man. This is Giannis.
I just don't know why they needed to do it.
All right, so let's
agree to it, like you said.
I should have said this at the beginning. We're going to give our predictions for the 2025 NBA Emirates Cup. The thing that keeps us up at night, right, is this Emirates Cup. Like, we can't stop thinking about it. We're going to give our picks. It's an 18 tournament. We're going to talk through that in just a second. But real quick, we wanted to address the Giannis thing because it just happened. There's 5 potential trade destinations suggested by ESPN for Giannis. Let's look at them. Yes. You tell me which one of these you think is the best from the Bucks situation, and you tell me which one of these you think is the best from the team that's getting Giannis and what's left over situation, right? You tell me which of these trades would you most want to be Giannis, and which of these trades would you most want to be the Bucks? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the first one is going to be my group. I think it's the Atlanta trade, or the potential Atlanta trade, and the suggested trade is Giannis and Cole Anthony, who's a relevant backup point guard. I mean, he's a very helpful rookie. Huh?
Why would he have to be involved? Like, why would
I'm sure it's salary deal and roster slots and crap like that. And maybe it's because they're getting rid of Trae Young. And so if they get rid of Trae Young, they don't have another point guard. They only have Dyson Daniels and Nikhil. So I don't know, man. Yeah. But they've got Giannis and Cole Anthony for Trae Young, Zachary Risachet, who was the number 1 overall pick a year ago. A 2026 first, which is not an ordinary first. This is the most likely number 1 overall pick because it's the best of the Pelicans, the Bucks, and the Hawks, which is it's going to be the Pelicans. The 2027 first round pick, a 29 first round pick, a 31 first round pick. Can't be completed until December 15th, which, by the way, is 11 days from the day we're recording this. So basically, Trae Young, Zach Risachet, an incredible, very likely potential Darren Peterson, DeBonsa Boozer type pick, and then 3 other first-round picks. What do you think about that trade from the Hawks' perspective? Because the Hawks is the first team I personally thought of, because I know that they're maybe silently wishing for an opportunity to move Trae Young and replace him with another superstar. What are your thoughts? This is the Hawks going all freaking in on Giannis. I mean, it's all in. They're giving away every ounce of depth and draft assets they have.
So obviously the Hawks in this situation have to be playing the game of, okay, we get Giannis, if health is stable for Porzingis and this, that, the other, then we're immediately better. Okay, we know that. But are they a contender? I don't think so.
You're crazy, dude. We can't argue more about this. You're crazy. They're the best team. They're the best starting 5 in the East instantly if this trade happens. Number one.
Possibly, but they're not beating OKC, is my point. Okay.
No, they're not. But you know what? There's no trade out there where somebody's beating OKC.
I 100% disagree with that.
Except maybe the one we're about to talk about.
Exactly. Okay. So, because I think the one we're fixing to talk about, I think it makes them a favorite. But anyhow,
this doesn't move the needle for you. This is not the number 1 destination for Giannis. It's not a guaranteed chance at a ring. But it does keep him in the East, which is a really big deal. I mean, as far as if you're going to, talk about bullets in the chamber and how many chances you get to win a title, you sure as hell want to be in the East, not in the West right now, for sure.
I just don't think if they're really going to work with Giannis as to where he wants to be, I think this is one of the least likely spots.
Okay, let's move on then. The next potential was Giannis.
Hold on 1 second. What I was going to say about the Hawks is, do you think there's a chance, which I think there has to be, where they're going to use Giannis to attract another free agent at some point next year, possibly? I don't know who's available and all that stuff.
Well, it also depends on salaries and all of this and that. But I got to believe Giannis and Trey are kind of what and what as far as salaries go. I haven't looked, but I would assume that they're both making about the same.
I'm not sure about that. I don't know.
I mean, salaries have to match when you do deals like that. So I'm assuming it's not going to have a big, you know what I mean, under the new cap. I mean, don't they have to be kind of within a certain range or something like that?
Yeah.
All right. The next trade, and we're going to talk for 3 seconds about this, is Giannis and Thanasis for Şengün, Fred VanVleet, and a 2027 first-round pick unprotected from the Suns. This is not realistic because you and I both said no way they're trading Şengün.
No way.
Like, there's no way they're trading Şengün, right? We both agreed on that.
He's the one guy they can't trade, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think that's a.
I mean, I love the idea of Durant and Giannis and Amin Thompson. I really
and Reed Shepherd and
I get all that, and Eason and all these nasty cats. I get all that. I love it. It's all great. But now you're depending on Clint Capella and Steven Adams. Unless you get another deal done, you're depending on those two guys to be your 5. Because you take Şengün out, that's it. You got Jabari Smith. He's a 4. He can't play the 3. He can't play the 3. He can't dribble, and he can't guard the 3.
Giannis is the 5, dude. I really do.
No way.
I think he is. I think he's.
Can't do it, man. Can't do that.
Well, he'll play enough minutes at the 5. Is my point.
I just don't think you can rock the boat on a team that is this close already.
Agreed with that.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't think that's going to happen. I think it would be very interesting, and I would drive my ass over to Houston to watch some games because it would be really fun to watch.
For sure.
The next option is the Knicks, and this is where you get moist, right? You love the Knicks. I don't know what happened, where it happened. Right when Karl Anthony Towns became a Knick, you started loving the Knicks, and you think the Knicks are the greatest thing since sliced bread. So go ahead and explain yourself. Giannis and Jericho Sims, and if this one, they got to get Jericho Sims. Why do they have to get Jericho Sims? Because Karl Anthony Towns is part of the trade. Yep. Mitchell Robinson's vagina never works. And so you don't really have a center. So you've got basically Giannis and Jericho Sims coming in for Cat, some dude that I've never heard of, the little white left-handed kid, and then 4 first-round picks, which the Knicks have been prone to, sell out on stuff before, a la Carmelo, a la some other deals. What do you think about this pick and putting Giannis on the court with Jalen Brunson, Anunoby, Michael Bridges, some of those cats?
Josh Hart.
Josh Hart.
I think this makes, and you talk about me getting moist, which, by the way, is one of the worst words in the English dictionary, but
that's why I chose it.
Yeah, I know you did. Karl Anthony Towns, anybody who has listened to this podcast where we have discussed him knows my affinity for him not being on a team that I like. And so I think this would be a great exit for him. He has to be a part of this trade for sure, for multiple reasons. You take him out, and your starting lineup is Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Anunoby, Bridges, Giannis. Josh Hart, I guess, would be not in the starting lineup. You start Mitchell Robinson, whatever, okay? They, without question, have the best starting lineup in the East, and I think they can beat OKC.
Better starting 5 than Cleveland, better starting 5
no question.
Than anybody. Mm-hmm.
Well, they have players in that series.
Okay, so this is probably number 2 on your list of the trades we're about to look at, right?
Agreed.
Now this is the one.
Go to the next one. Let's go
to the next one. All right, Golden State, Giannis and Thanasis for Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, and 4 firsts. Yes. Let me just get this out of the way. We would both be, so thrilled to see Draymond Green have to go play for the Bucks and actually play basketball and not have Steph Curry around him, basically to make him look like he's a relevant basketball player still. Yes. So this would be amazing for us. I can't imagine how long he would last in Milwaukee with Kevin Porter Jr. And Ryan Rollins taking all of the shots and Kyle Kuzma on his team and Jonathan Kuminga, his best friend, and Buddy Hield. This would be, I feel bad for Buddy Hield being in the middle of this. Kuzma obviously would go absolutely apeshit. This would require the Bucks to really think very highly of Jonathan Kuminga. But they would also be getting 4 first-round picks.
Yeah. It's about the picks for a lot of these teams, right? So it's a dream situation for us or Draymond, right? And okay, we know health. I got it. But let's think back to the Knicks real quick, okay? The lineup I mentioned to you, which honestly they would finish most games with Giannis at the 5 and Josh Hart in the lineup.
Yeah, for sure.
Is arguably the nastiest lineup that we've seen in a long time from dogs, okay?
Dogs.
This lineup right here with Steph, Butler, Giannis, I don't even care who the other 2 guys are, would be in that mix from a standpoint of guys who are dogs. And they, outside of playing Denver, and you could obviously OKC, I mean, they're going to have the 2 best players on the floor at all times, and probably 3 of the best 4 if you count Butler as well.
Probably.
So that's a hell of a playoff lineup, in my opinion.
No depth.
0. But in the playoffs,
0 depth. But
8 or 9 guys.
But free agent destination for sure. Giannis there with Curry for a maybe 2-3 year run with Curry. Butler maybe could squeak out 2-3 more relevant years as the third fiddle for sure.
Yeah.
You're talking about something right there. Okay, and then the last one is the one that you giggle like school children about this because this, like we said, would be the greatest video game team ever.
This is it right here. Yeah.
Giannis to the Spurs for Castle, Barnes, Olynyk, McLaughlin, basically Castle, and then 3 first-round picks.
So this is the one where you put Giannis on that team with Wemby and what's left, Fox and everybody else. I think they're the favorites at that point.
Really?
I think they're the favorites. I think
Fox,
they're better than OKC.
Okay. Fox, Harper. Let's just put the starting lineup out there. Fox, Harper, Vassell, or Keldon Johnson.
Yep.
Giannis, Wemby.
Oh, my God, dude. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck getting a shot off. Good luck getting a rebound.
Good luck getting a pass off without it getting deflected.
Yeah. They and another really nasty group. So I like huge potential if that trade happens. That the Spurs are already probably in our top 5 teams we want to watch, right? On League Pass, they become number 1 immediately, instantly, right? Think about the matchup with OKC. Okay, just think about the matchup.
You literally would favor them over OKC in a 7-game series.
Just hear me out, okay? Because you have bodies to throw at SGA, which he's going to get his regardless, all right? You eliminate Chet from mattering in that series with those 2 guys. I
think you may be right, bro.
Okay. The rest of those dudes, okay, Jalen Williams is the next best guy. But, dude, Dylan Harper, Vassell, like these are guys from a physical standpoint that can deal with those guys. And just remember, I know I said it on the last podcast, OKC didn't run through everybody last year.
I know.
And they didn't see this.
They're doing it now, though, Jonathan.
They are, and they're better, and I'm with you on that. And they have the most good players.
But the regular season is more about depth than the playoffs are, and the regular season is different than the playoffs. And when you have you can game plan against OKC and how they play. Everything gets tighter in the playoffs. We know that, right? Yep. The teams kind of come together.
Everything shrinks. Everything. The floor shrinks.
We both agree this is what we want to see.
That's what we want to see. You want to talk about the floor shrinking?
Yeah, no shit, right? All right, you guys let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the Giannis situation, how soon it's going to happen. It sounds like it might happen as early as December. I thought it was 50. We just recorded a video. This video is going to come out before the video we already recorded where we asked the question. I said, do you think it's more likely at the trade deadline or in the offseason? And is there a chance he stays with the Bucks? Yeah. And we were like, well, I guess we both agreed there's no chance he stays with the Bucks before this. Now it's clear because he announced, hey, I want to start talking about being traded immediately. We think it's now more likely he's going to be traded at the trade deadline because they're not going to let this linger. They're not going to sit around. Plus, the longer they let it linger, the less valuable Giannis is because the more difference he can make on the potential team he's going to, and assuming his severe calf strain heals.
Think about this as well, okay? If the idea is for the Bucks to work with Giannis and both parties come out ahead, the Bucks definitely want Giannis out of the East. We would agree with that.
I mean, the Bucks are rebuilding no matter what they do.
Well, I know, but you'd rather him be in the West.
Oh,
Okay.
of course. Yeah.
Okay. And then Giannis, okay, if I understand it makes more sense for him to be in the East, but based on those potential situations, the Knicks is the one that makes the sense in the East. But does it make more sense for him from a long-term standpoint than to play with that animal in San Antonio? I mean, are you kidding me, dude?
Bro, listen, every single game, we are already, there's so many WTF moments when Victor Wembanyama is on the floor. I can't imagine a Victor Wembanyama Giannis pick and roll.
They would set a record for dunks, right, in a season as a team. They would have.
No,
to.
that would be the all-time record for dunks in a season.
Yeah, for sure. You want to talk about being moist? That trade right there.
We brought the word back. Succulent, the roster would be. Very succulent. All right. So the plan was for us to record this video talking about the cup. So I've got the cup pulled up. There it is on our screen. I've got it screen shared. There's 8 teams in it. Any of these teams, an imposter. I've got one. Do I have a vote? Do I get a vote?
I know who it's going to be too.
Okay. My imposter is the Suns, especially since Booker is not going to be playing. So Booker's out.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to say the Raptors, but you're
I'm not.
Oh, you're going to say the Heat then.
I was going to say the Heat because I thought you were going to say the Heat, but I definitely think the Heat.
Well, I don't think the Heat have a snowball's chance in hell of winning this thing, but I think the Suns are the imposter. And dude, you talk about the Heat. You don't think the Heat can get by Orlando? I think they just played, but you don't think the Heat can get by Orlando? Banchero's not playing.
Oh yeah, they can get by. I'm just saying that
he's out. Yeah, Banchero's out. Banchero's out for the Magic. Booker's out for the Suns, so that's a wrap. And they're playing, the team that we just talked about as the best positioned team in the history of the world, right? So I can't imagine on a scale of 1 to 1, or let's say 100% chance or a 0% chance. What are the Suns' chances of winning that game on Wednesday? 0. If
I could go negative, I'd go negative.
Yeah, I agree. It's 0. There'd have to be a lot of right calf strains for them to win that game without Booker. It's just not going to happen. Yep. So we're both going to go with the Thunder winning that game, and that's a foregone conclusion. The Magic without Banchero versus the Miami Heat, who have kind of surprised people this year, but I think a lot of it's been smoke and mirrors because they played a shitty schedule, and nobody likes to really talk about that. I think the Heat are in for a rude awakening over the next maybe 15, 20 games. I don't think the Heat are the darlings of the East like they appear to be right now. So who do you have coming out of that with the Magic and the Heat?
I'm going to say the Heat win that game, but then I think they lose.
Okay, I think the Magic win that game. I think the Magic with Suggs, when Suggs is playing, the Magic are a different team, and they've started – offense was their issue. They can't play offense. They haven't been able to play offense for like 3 years, and they keep making excuses like, well, Suggs has been out. Oh, Banchero's been out. Oh, Wagner's been out. Suggs, Banchero, and Wagner have not played at the same time. That. They never play at the same time, dude. Those 3 guys are never healthy at the same freaking time. I remember last year, Banchero and Wagner literally were bookends. Like, Banchero was out with an oblique strain forever. And then the day he came back, Wagner goes out with an oblique strain. It was the weirdest thing ever. And so we never got to see it. And then Suggs was out forever because he was on my fantasy team. So I know that. Yeah. I still like Orlando from a depth standpoint. Bane has really started to play well. He got off to a horrific start. He's really started to play well. Yeah. I just like him over the Heat. I still think the Heat are kind of clunky. I don't know. There's something about them.
Would we agree on this, though, that that's the only game where neither team has a chance to win the whole thing? The only game.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Right. I don't see either one of those teams winning this thing. Right. Yes, I don't see that. Right. Let's talk about the Raptors and the Knicks first, okay? Before we talk about the game that we just really can't wait to see. I wonder if Giannis can get traded to the Spurs before this game.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about CTV. Let's go Raptors and Knicks. So I've said this on occasion, right? I'm tooting my own horn, beating my chest, and shouting from the mountaintops. I was high on the Raptors before the season. I guess my best way to describe why I bet heavily on I bet like $200 on FanDuel. The reason I bet the Raptors over their win total on FanDuel is I thought that they had a lot of guys who are a 7 out of 10. You know what I mean? They don't have a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 MVP candidate guy. But if you start going down their roster, like Quickly is a better than average player. Yep. Ingram is a better than average player and a good fourth quarter isolation player. Scotty Barnes is a much better than average player and a plus defender and a versatile guy who can switch everything. There's just RJ Barrett is way better than people give him credit for. People think RJ Barrett was a bust. Go look at RJ Barrett's numbers. He's actually become a really efficient 2-3, wing guy in the NBA, and he's pretty good at defense. He's pretty good at handling. He's pretty good at shooting. He's pretty good at ISO. And so they got a lot of pretty good players. And so I knew they were going to go over the win total. Do they have enough without RJ Barrett? He's out for this whole thing. So he's out. I don't think they have enough to beat the Knicks.
I don't think they do either unless
the Knicks are healthy.
Unless Karl-Anthony Towns pouts because he knows he's fixing to get traded or he's, in the trade deal or whatever, which he pouts anyhow and still puts up numbers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd go with the Knicks. I would go with the Knicks.
Okay, so you're going with the Knicks and you're going with the Heat. I'm going with the Knicks and I'm going with the Magic. We both go with the obviously with the Thunder on the other side. This is the game that we gotta see. We got to see this game. I hope everybody's playing. The Lakers are from what I've seen perfectly healthy with everybody that matters. So all their Lakers players are playing. The injury report has Wembanyama and Castle coming back for this game on Wednesday, December 10th. So that's what the injury report says. Okay. If that happens, then that means that the San Antonio Spurs are going to have every single person back for that game as well. So we should be looking at, right now, Doncic is out, personal reasons, so he's back. LeBron's off the injury report. Marcus Smart's out, but he's supposed to be back tonight, tomorrow night, something like that. So look at the Lakers depth chart. They've got everybody back. And if we go down here to San Antonio, the only two dudes that are out, it's going to be, you're going to get a fresh legs Wembanyama, and you're going to get a fresh legs Stephon Castle. Now, if they don't have either one of those guys, it might change things a little bit. But if they have both of those guys back, other than being a little bit rusty, you're talking about a really good game. The Lakers have been beating people, smoke and mirrors. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the entire NBA, by far. And their offense is perfectly suited to win fourth quarters because they can alternate playing ISO ball. And then, LeBron as your third fiddle catching the ball with defenders running at him. We know LeBron's a pretty good player as well. So what do you think? What do you think about this game?
I want to circle back to what you said, that if those two guys are out, that might change things a little bit. So you were saying that if Victor Wembanyama is out for the Spurs, that changes things a little bit for the Spurs?
I was being polite. Yeah. They're winning games without him because of my guy, the Fox. Swipe of the Fox is going bananas, dude. He's freaking playing fantastic.
Yeah. LeBron might want to be the first two-time Cup winner ever, right? So who knows? But if Wembanyama's healthy, I'm going with the Spurs.
What about if Wembanyama plays and Castle doesn't?
Still.
What if Castle plays and Wembanyama doesn't?
I'm going to go with the Lakers.
Okay, so your decision on this game hinges 100% squarely on Victor Wembanyama being back, perfectly healthy, and playing the whole game.
The most talented player in the history of basketball. Yes, if he's back, I think that helps the Spurs. Yes.
It's fair to throw that superlative out there. So that sets up in round two. Let's start with the JV bracket over here. So that sets up either one of these two teams. We both are going to pick the Knicks to win that game.
Yep. Done.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Knicks. Just haven't been there, done that. Surging Magic, overachieving Heat. Either one of those without Banchero. If they had Banchero, maybe the Magic are surging right now. They're playing really, really well. I still like the Knicks on a big stage in a big game. By the way, $53,000 for making the cup every player gets.
Really?
Just to make it. If you win your first round game, double it. You get 100. If you get to the championship, you're guaranteed, I think it's 210 or 220. Okay. Right? And if you win it, you get $500,000, 530,000, I believe. That's a lot of money to some of these dudes. Like that, LeBron's not going to feel that. It's a drop of water in the ocean. But like to some of these dudes, that's a lot of money, dude. $500,000 to win 3 basketball games. That's a pretty good feeling, huh?
You remember Austin Reeves' comment?
What did he say? What did he say?
He was like, yeah, $500,000. Like that matters to me. I know it doesn't matter to LeBron. He's a billionaire, but like to me, that matters,
Yeah. All right. So we got the Knicks coming out of the East over here. Any world where either one of these teams can beat the Thunder. You know how it used to be like, in college basketball, they would always say this, like, Duke or UNLV or somebody, has run the board and they're like 28-0 entering their conference tournament. And then some announcer would say something stupid like, well, it really wouldn't be a bad thing for them to lose because they don't want this pressure of staying undefeated going into March Madness. I hated it when they used to say that stuff.
Oh, it's so dumb.
But just so you know, I am pretty sure the all-time NBA record for the best start is 24-1.
Okay.
The Thunder are 21-1. Let me double check this. Get this crap off my screen. 21-1. I think that game against the Spurs next Wednesday is going to be to get to 24-1 and tie that mark. I think I'd have to look at the schedule.
Who did that? Who did 24-1?
It was believe it or not, it wasn't that Lakers team. I think it was the Warriors. The Warriors team.
Really?
The 73 win Warriors, right? 73-9, right?
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, that makes sense. I didn't know if it was remember the Heat had like a really long winning streak.
It wasn't. They didn't come out the gate like that. It was it's the Warriors. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's the Warriors.
Okay.
I could be wrong. First of all, what do you think their odds are of getting to 24-1?
I think good. I think OKC's on a freaking mission right now.
Yeah.
And I think those dudes are like, we're going to win everything that there is to win this year.
Now, it's important to note, Hartenstein's out for the whole tournament.
Yeah,
basically. He might come back for the championship. Dort is out, but he's like game to game, so he's supposed to be back. Caruso, same thing.
Oh, wow.
So they're close to healthy. They don't have Hartenstein, and yeah, Hartenstein matters, but does he matter against DeAndre Ayton, really? You know what I mean? Does he, does he matter against Victor? He will. It just depends on which team comes out of there. Yeah. How important Hartenstein is, to defend Victor, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still going with OKC.
Yeah. If you had to split it up into a pie, let's just say, right, and we've got 8 teams to win the tournament. I think we both gave, Miami and Orlando, let's give them a 1% chance.
Okay.
Let's give the Raptors a 2% chance. Let's give the Suns a 0% chance, right? Because they're not going to beat the Thunder, the Spurs or Lakers, and the Knicks. We know that. So we're giving the Spurs without Booker. So we're giving them a 0% chance.
Yeah.
What percentage of the pie are you giving to Oklahoma City? Are you taking Oklahoma City against the field?
For sure.
If you had to bet $100 on it, you're taking OKC against the field.
I am. I would give them this is high now. Okay. I'm going to give them an 80% chance.
Yeah, I think you're right, dude.
But I think the next one would be the Knicks because I think they're going to get there, right, to the finals.
Yeah.
So I think, I go 80%. I really would.
Well, they got a bye in the first round. That helps, basically. So, all right. What else? Anything else, Jonathan? Anything else happening in the NBA? What do you think about Paul George?
I don't.
Neither do I.
I don't think about Paul George. He's just on that list of guys.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Derek Queen?
I don't. Again,
okay.
And man, I got to go back. Let's go back to it. This Giannis deal has a chance to really shift the whole thing in the league. It really does. Because we talked about it yesterday a little bit, you and me off the air, was what happens if OKC doesn't win the title in one of the next 2 years? And then all of a sudden, how these now, granted, Sam Presti's not like this typically, but do people start to freak out and go, oh my God, we got to get another player? Jalen Williams goes, oh, I need to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's
a domino thing, dude,
Yeah. So I just think this Giannis thing can cause a lot of movement over the next 2-3 years that people aren't really thinking about.
Well, there's no front court out there like that.
Ever?
I mean, there's definitely not one like that right now. Ever, I don't know. Well, there's never been a player like Victor Wembanyama.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like people are like, oh, he's Ralph Sampson. No, he's not Ralph Sampson. Number one, he's taller. Number two, he's got testicles. Number three, he can shoot a three and handle it like Ralph Sampson's point guard.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Ralph Sampson comparisons when he was in the draft were hilarious to me, and it really pissed me off. I think I even did a video about why Victor Wembanyama should stop being compared to Ralph Sampson, and I did a video where I showed clips of Victor Wembanyama dribbling the ball when he was playing for his French team or whatever, and I was like, you could literally take any 5-second clip from this 4-minute highlight video and I could come up with 100 things Ralph Sampson could never in his wildest wet dream ever do. And so they were just comparing him because he's light skinned 7'4" black dude. And I was like, well, that's stupid, you know.
I'm gonna go over the top here with this. I know it's gonna come across that way, and it probably is that way. But you give me Giannis and Wembanyama, and you name somebody on the Spurs as pick their small forward. You pick them right now. Who is
Keldon Johnson. Okay, I mean, you're assuming they have to trade Castle.
Yeah. Okay. So
I would say it would be Keldon Johnson and Vassell would play the 2, or Vassell would play the 2, and Harper would probably still come off the bench and run that second unit.
Okay, so let's make Keldon Johnson the 3. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to argue that
he's really
Keldon Johnson, Wembanyama, and Giannis is the greatest front line in the history of basketball.
And you let me pick the 3rd? You let me pick the 3rd? All right. You're good. Good thing I didn't pick Cornette.
Which means Keldon Johnson is going to guard Larry Bird if we're talking about the greatest front line ever, Parrish and McHale.
Yeah.
And that's not a good matchup for the Spurs, I know. But, dear God, good luck with those other 2, man. I mean, what are you going to do?
I don't know, man. I don't know what you do offensively or defensively. I don't know how you game plan for something like that.
It's just and it eliminates what it does is the whole pace and space and all that stuff. It now brings it back to you're playing in a 15-foot, I don't know, box now.
Yeah.
And you've got to deal with those 2 animals. Now, granted, I know Wemby can step out, but like, God dog, at the rim, what are you going to do? They're playing on a Nerf hoop, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
We didn't even talk about Jeremy Sohan.
And we won't.
Nope. We won't. You want to talk about Derek Queen?
I'm going to say no still.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards no again, too. But,
your guy, Con Knippel, who your favorite rookie, he's slipped a little bit. He slipped a little bit, and Cooper Flagg has surged lately.
As he should. I really want you to acknowledge to your audience how wrong you were about Con Knippel. I want you to do that. I need you to do that. You said he was going to be a horrific NBA player. That's what you said.
I know. I don't think he's going to be a horrific NBA player. He's got a better basketball IQ than I guessed, which I probably should have.
Why would you think that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He just looks short and stubby and unathletic, and I guess his wits are getting him, around the court and open shots and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe he'll be better than I thought. I don't think he's ever making an all-star team.
Oh, he's already better than you thought. He already is.
Oh, he's way better than I thought, yeah. But I don't it's not like he's got this incredible upside.
No, I'm not saying that.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't like him being in the conversation with Cooper Flagg, and that's what these people are doing now. Like, look at his numbers compared to Cooper Flagg. He's more efficient. Well, no shit. He stands on the wing and claps for the ball. Of course, he's, when you've got this lunatic of a freaking crackhead point guard running around like, a giraffe on LSD. You have no idea where any possession is going. With LaMelo Ball. I don't even want to talk about LaMelo
Ball's numbers are better than Jason Kidd and Gary Payton and Isaiah Thomas.
Yes.
You'd rather have him than those guys?
No, I wouldn't. I would not rather have him. I would not rather have him. All right. Better or worse career than Tom Gugliotta, Con Knippel?
Ooh. That's tough because Googs was a thing for a little while now in Washington.
Make an all-star team?
I think he made one.
I think he might have made an all-star team.
I'm going to go better.
Okay.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Similar.
He wound up in a great place to put up numbers as a rookie. So it'll be interesting. And the rookie of the year race is not over. I mean, there's a chance Con Knippel. Cooper Flagg made it, but doesn't play 65 games. I don't know if anybody else is going to have a chance to win that thing. I mean, Derek Queen would have to be good at basketball, so he's not going to win it.
Don't you?
Yeah, Derek Queen's my guy that I chose this year. I don't see it.
Well, Derek Queen is the definition of why people in Louisiana prove that they know nothing about basketball.
A Louisiana person did not draft Derek Queen. Let's remember that.
I'm saying when you hear people around here go,
"Oh,
hey, Pelicans really found one in Derek Queen." Well,
yeah.
Really, dude? Is that?
Derek Queen? They may have found one. They may have found a relevant rookie. They may have found a guy that's going to have a 14-year NBA career, or a career as a competitive eater. But the fact of the matter is they gave up the most valuable draft asset in the entire association to get Derek Queen, which, you know, if I said, hey, would you rather Derek Queen or Darren Peterson? I think most people would say Darren Peterson.
And they did do that. That's what they did.
They said, I am willing to give you this unprotected best of 3 potential number 1 overall pick, or at least a shot at it.
Yes.
In a 45% shot at a top 3 pick.
Right.
In allegedly a deep draft, even though you and I both don't like Boozer.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see where that ends up, you know. So I don't know. All right, that's it. No more Derek Queen talk, no more Pelicans talk, because nobody gives a damn about that. Let us know where you think Giannis is going to end up. Let us know what you think the dream scenario is for Giannis. You know, we're ruling out a bunch of other potential places. You know, I don't know how they can make the numbers work in La La Land, but if somehow the Lakers figured out a way to put Giannis and Doncic and Giannis on the same team, Reeves would have to be part of that. But I don't think Reeves makes enough money to make that work, so something else would have to happen. I think the Lakers would have to send some more salary out. I don't know. I'm not a salary cap guy. I've never tried to pretend to be one, but that would shake up things a bit. It would shore up their defense a good bit and just change the way that they play basketball. But, you know, traditionally, you know, you want to surround Doncic with a bunch of shooters, same way you did with LeBron back in the day. Giannis is not that guy, but I don't think they would, you know, frown upon Giannis coming to town.
They'd be okay with that, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously, we would love to see Draymond in Milwaukee. I'd love to see LeBron in Milwaukee. I would. I'd like to see him, get rid of him, get him out. After I saw what I saw the other day, that deal in the corner when they're playing the Suns and Redick trying to get and all that. I mean, it's just, he's a joke, dude, at this point. So I don't know what would be funnier to me if they just included Bronny in the trade, okay, just to piss LeBron off, or if they traded them both. I think that would be,
yeah. You've got a lot of pent up.
I'm done with the dude. I'm done with it. I don't see it. It's not just about being the GOAT. I think he's dropping in the rankings all the time.
Well, he's definitely the Jordan, you know, the GOAT conversation. He's getting further and further away from it, like we've talked about for a bunch of different reasons, but he's digging his own grave, for lack of a better word.
It's just strange, man. It's just weird. I don't get it.
He's just something ain't right, man.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. That's it, man. Let's kill it right here. We're 41 minutes in. I appreciate you joining. Again, as always, we're always imploring those 14 people who are actually going to listen to this. If you've got any ideas for new video topics, let us know. Didn't we have an idea for the next one? Didn't we say we needed to?
We were talking about doing the redraft, but I think we killed that.
Yeah, we killed that idea. I didn't like that.
Yeah. So because it ends up being nobody wants Zion or Ja Morant, and that's evident.
That ends up being your draft, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's it, guys. We'll kill it here. Thank you guys for watching. As always, keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.
Nice. All right.